Jake wants to make things right with his son, but what if love offered too late can't undo what's already been done? This is the episode where Jake refuses to change, and a son learns to love him anyway. It starts off with Jake's children and Lady Rainicorn gathered around for their first birthday party, and for the moment, there's still 3 things missing. Those 3 things being food, Finn, and Jake.
I've got hunger cranks.
Because, lo and behold, the duo should be bringing food, and even worse, they should have been there already.
Mom, when are we gonna eat? I'm going nuts.
Seriously, Mom. Dad's already 3 hours late with the food.
It's not just the lack of food that's the problem, it's the pattern. Jake is always late, always distracted, always Jake. But this time, it stings. They're not toddlers anymore, they're old enough to count the absences, to see the difference between a dad who shows up when it's fun and one who shows up because it matters, especially when it's their birthday. He's not very present in their current lives.
Yeah, I love Dad and everything, but he's only ever met me twice.
And even if they love him, they're learning to expect less. Still, they were hoping this birthday might be different. Hoping Jake would be, for once, on time. Not for the party, but for them. And that's when Jake and Finn crash into the scene like they always do.
Yeah! We're real late! Happy birthday, puppies! Okay, so putting it out there.
They're loud, chaotic, late, and empty-handed.
I didn't remember to bring you guys any birthday presents, but I did bring lunch. It's macaroni salad.
Jake carries a bowl of macaroni salad. No presents, no apologies. Just that lazy, easy grin, thinking his presence is enough. And take note of Jake's way of loving, it's very important for this episode, which I'll explain after the recap. Some of the kids are excited to see him.
Dad, you're beautiful!
Others just stare. Like Kim Kil-hwan, he calls his dad right away.
Dad, we have new business to discuss.
Jake tries to play it casual, wishing him a happy birthday, but Kim cuts straight to it.
Birthdays are old business.
Jake, still casually trying to recover, asks how things are going, but Kim is already moving forward, emotionally, mentally, and literally.
Dad, when I say that things have switched hands, I mean to say that things you have previously claimed ownership of have transferred from your hands to my hands. In that, I bought your treehouse.
Yep, you heard that right. Kim is Jake's landlord now. And before Jake can process it,
But son, why?
Kim doesn't explain. Not really, because he's not doing this out of spite. He's doing it because he has a child now too. He's seen what it feels like to grow up wondering when your dad will finally get serious. And now that he's raising his own daughter, he refuses to let that cycle repeat. He teleports Jake again, back to the tree fort. Except now, it's barely recognizable. There's a Suites for Rent sign on the doors now. Kim stands in a full suit, clipboard in hand. Calm, controlled. Everything Jake isn't, who collapses to the floor, slaps on a bad British accent, and pretends to be dying in protest.
But son, what would your mother say doing this to your poor pet pop?
He still thinks that this is a bit, that his son is messing with him, but Kim doesn't flinch.
Deeds don't bleed.
And that line, cold, legal, unshakable, ends the bargaining. Because this isn't about a prank, it's about love. Kim wants the best for his father, thinking that he can achieve that by teaching him some responsibility. Something Jake doesn't understand. Not yet. But does Jake really need to be taught some responsibility? We've seen him handle money responsibly before.
I don't know. I've never really spent money before. I've only stolen it or hoarded it. Listen, I want to see you two do things for this bag of money.
Oh yeah, right. He can't buy his way out of this one.
Get ready to be glitter stunned by all this treasure. Oh, yeah, we spent all of it.
Jake and Finn are officially tenants now. And their new home?
So I guess this is the apartment the two of you can afford. It's a ladder.
That's what Kim gave them. Not out of cruelty, but principle. In Kim's mind, if Jake wants to live like a child, then he'll get treated like one. And Jake, he still doesn't get it. He shrugs off the discomfort, apologizes to Finn.
Hey, Finn, I'm real sorry about this. Somehow I feel like it's kind of my fault.
and tries to sleep it off. Until, later that night, complete strangers walk through the fort like it's a hotel, stepping on Jake and Finn. One even wipes his butt on Finn's face.
Ah, yeah. I can't wait to wash my gross fat butt.
They've become guests in a home that used to be theirs. And finally, Jake starts to feel it. Not just the humiliation, but the disconnect, the distance between who he was as a dad and who his son had to become without him. As a cherry on top, they get arrested for trespassing in their own house after entering the bathroom, which was being rented out. It's absurd, it's cruel, but it's kind of brilliant. Because Kim Kil-hwan doesn't yell, he doesn't shame, he simply builds a system around Jake, one that forces him to confront the consequences of his own behavior. Jake tries to talk his way out of it, of course, even makes a joke about his bail.
Man, don't you know? The laws ain't made to help earthy cats like us.
But Kim is stone-faced, quiet, measured. He pays the bail and hands Jake the receipt.
This is a bill for the bail I just paid.
Ooh.
It's not just about the money, it's about the mindset. Jake has spent his life improvising, bouncing from fun to chaos, never facing the long-term consequences of anything. But Kim has seen that life up close, and now, as a father himself, he's terrified that Jake might influence his daughter the same way he once influenced him. And not only that, he just wants his father to act like one, to be the right example, to be present in his kids' lives and show his love the way the kids want to be loved. But that's where Kim is wrong. Kim is trying to change Jake to become the father he wants him to be, instead of accepting him as the father he already is and understanding the way that Jake does show love. In an effort to understand Kim and abide by his way of loving, Jake tries to fix the situation the only way he knows how. Not with maturity, not with conversation, but with treasure. He drags Finn to an old buried stash between the tree fort. Jake's plan? Unearth a literal gold bone he hid years ago and pay Kim back for the whole thing. Because if he can't be the dad Kim wants, maybe he can at least settle the bill.
We're buying our house back!
Oh yeah? With what?
With this!
He unearths it triumphantly, childlike, smiling, proud. It's the only kind of solution he knows. A shortcut, a trick, a relic from the past to fix the present. He holds it out like an offering, but Kim Kil-hwan is waiting for him, and he's not smiling.
Oh, I see. With the gold you dug out of my lawn, which is therefore mine.
With a flash of light, he teleports away. There's no warmth in the gesture, no softening, just a father walking away from a son who still doesn't understand. Jake's left standing in the hole, empty-handed, confused.
Kim Kil-hwan's a real out-loud flim-flammer, and that's okay, I guess. But why? Why would he do this to his pip-plop-plop?
Paying his rent doesn't mean anything to Kim, and maybe it never does. Later, Jake and Finn sneak to Kim's new home. And this time, they're not angry. They're curious, and maybe just a little heartbroken. They expect to find stress, chaos, maybe some kind of danger Jake can rescue him from. But what they find is peace. A cozy house, a warm kitchen, a child giggling in the distance. Kim doesn't need help. He needs something Jake hasn't been able to give. Not macaroni salad, not treasure, not excuses, not presents like gifts, just his presence. Jake walks up to the front door, empty-handed at first. And then he remembers. He pulls something from his back pocket, a briefcase.
I was thinking about you buying our treehouse. I figured out that you don't need our money, so maybe you'd consider my counteroffer. Father love! I love you, 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 I love you.
And besides the fatherly love, there is something else inside. Small, lumpy, imperfect. It's a hand-made ocarina, one he poked holes into with a pencil. It doesn't even play.
Whenever you play it, you'll be reminded of your pet pants love.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, it's not hollow. I made the holes with the back end of a pencil.
It's useless. And it's honest. And that's what makes it beautiful. Because for the first time, Jake isn't trying to be cool. He's not hiding behind a joke or a gift or a magical fix. He's just there with something he made. Something small and silly and sincere. And Kim, he takes it.
I suppose I could accept the ocarina as legal trade. The treehouse is yours, Dad.
And he gives back the deed. And that's it. Not a dramatic reconciliation, not a big speech, just an exchange of property and of understanding and trust. They don't fix everything, but they don't need to. Because sometimes love isn't about changing someone, it's about meeting them where they are and choosing to accept that, even if it's not what you hoped for. Kim was trying to teach his father to live a different life.
He still lives the life of a child. I mean, it's his choice, but I really thought if he got a job and moved out of that treehouse, it could have put some fire under him.
The type of life that he thinks is the best one. But he failed to see that Jake was already living his best version of his life. And Kim finally saw that after being gifted Jake's handcrafted ocarina. It landed deeper than anything else Jake had done. Not because it's perfect, but because it's real. It's Jake. A clumsy, lumpy, I love you in the only language Jake knows. And that's when Kim gets it.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweet.
No, I think I was wrong about Dad. I think he's good.
Jake won't ever be the dad he hoped for. The serious, organized, present man who bakes casseroles and files taxes on time. But that doesn't mean he doesn't love him. It just means the love looks different. Jake's pleading, his guilt, his broken attempts to fix things, it wasn't for pity. It was his version of care, of trying, of loving, even when he didn't exactly know how. Kim doesn't need Jake to change. He just needs to understand him. That's what growing up is, too. Not just seeing your parents as heroes or disappointments, but as people, flawed, with personalities, full of history, doing their best with what they've got. The tree fort gets returned. Not as a reward, not because Jake earned it, but because Kim realizes something deeper. When you stop trying to change someone, you finally make space for connection. And that's the kind of love that lasts. And if you thought that was rough, wait until you see what happens when Jake gets everything he wants and still almost loses himself. Click here to watch the episode where comfort becomes the most dangerous trap of all.